In this module, I'll be talking about choosing a mic, what hardware you're going to need, and how to set them all up in your DAW. The hardware you'll need are a condenser mic, a pop shield and mic stand, a preamp or a sound card that has a built-in preamp for the mic and the phantom power to power up the condenser mic itself. You'll also need headphones for you and your singer to monitor the session and without sending the track back into the recording mic, which can also introduce feedback and unwanted sound. In this tutorial, I'll be using the Mackie Big Knob's two separate headphone outputs so I can give different volume to me and the singer while monitoring. You may want to compress the incoming vocal to level out the recording, which we'll discuss later. Software-wise, you'll need a DAW capable of vocal recording, which is pretty standard in Logic, Ableton, Pro Tools and Bitwig. So the mic itself. Well, there are two main types of mic. There is a dynamic mic and a condenser mic. Dynamic mics are relatively inexpensive, they're pretty rugged and require no electrical power to operate them. They're ideal for all-round sound pressure levels and tend to be used for live applications, but they're not sensitive to high frequencies as condenser mics are. So that's why for this session and most studio recording sessions I've done and been in, we'll be using a condenser mic. Condenser microphones pick up a sound via a thin flexible diaphragm placed in proximity to a metal plate, as opposed to the rigid diaphragm and coil system used by the dynamic microphones. They also need power to operate, and the most common source of that is a plus 48 volts DC phantom power. Condenser mics are also very sensitive to distant sounds and frequencies. Because of their sensitivity, that's why they're often used in the recording studios for live vocals. For this tutorial, I'll be using my own mid-range priced Neumann TLM 103 mic, a Pro Channel preamp with a built-in compressor and EQ, and my favourite Apogee Duet 1, which is just a stereo in and out sound card, but I really like the analog to digital converters and it gives a really nice sound. I'm also using a Chaotica mic shield, which the Neumann mic sits neatly inside and the pop shield fits onto the front. This will ensure the vocalist's pronunciations of any word with P's and B's don't pop, and it also acts as a deadener for the mic for the room reflections. As you can see, there's many mic shields available, all with different prices, so it's down to personal budget and taste, but I would advise getting one just to get that nice clean vocal sound. So, hooking it all up. So the mic is connected to the ins of the preamp, and then the outs, they're going to go into the Duet sound cards in, which is then connected to the DAW via its supporting lead. In this case, Logic Pro or Ableton Live, but the same setup can be set up in Pro Tools or any other. Within the DAW, I can then set up the inputs and outputs and check the signal of the mic coming in using the preamp or the sound card's volume. Also, when the singer arrives, I'm going to make sure that they're stood in the correct mic position and the mic is at the correct height, and also that they're standing roughly 3 to 6 inches away. So now I'm all set up, let's start recording in the next tutorial.